Hello, my name's Dr. Barb Coles, and I'm the Associate Dean of the Health Sciences Division at Wake Tech.
And hi, I'm Shelley St. Aubin. I'm the Dean of Enrollment and Student Services at the Perry Health Sciences campus. And welcome to our podcast, Find Your Health Career.
We're here to help you find your health career at Wake Tech, and we hope you enjoy this podcast. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Dr. Barb.
Hi, and I'm Shelley St. Aubin. So, welcome back. We want to thank at least our two loyal listeners, Linda and Paul. Thank you.
Shout out to the spouses.
We do hope there's more than just Linda and Paul, but we do appreciate them listening. And we have a script, so I'm going to read from my script so I can remember what we're supposed to say. And hopefully, if they've been listening, we know the goal. Dr. Coles and myself, we want to, number one, introduce people to the health science programs. We have 17, 18. We lost some went to Con Ed, so we have a lot, but we also have like a ton, that's probably not a good, but a ton of support services for our student. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Honestly, I think there's so many, I don't know, people know how to get to them. So today we're not going to talk about a program. We're going to talk about one of our support services that is available to our students.
Absolutely. I think one of the greatest things about Wake Tech is that there's so much help available out there. Mm-hmm. There's so much help that not everyone knows that it's out there and available. Yes. So today we want to introduce you to our Career and Employment Resources Department. Now, the mission of the Career and Employment Resources is to assist students and alumni in assessing their career possibilities, determining a major, setting professional goals, and attaining employment while aligned with a program of study. Students and prospective students are provided resources and services to establish career pathways and attain work experiences to support the continuum of career exploration, planning, and employment opportunities. Yes. I mean, that's everyone's Christmas wish.
Oh, heck yeah. I mean, honestly, I don't know if my college did it way back in the day, but, I should have done that way back when I was 18, 19, 20. What would I be good at? What would I like to do? What am I happy doing? So I should have done that. And I was kind of researching this, and I read online, and we're going to read this again, that one of the greatest decisions a student could possibly make while in college is to take advantage of campus offices that assist students in both academics and career choices, such as the Career Center. But it's the unfortunate reality that a large portion of our college student population doesn't use these services. And that could be out of a lack of knowledge of the benefits and their services, are, maybe just out of, disinterest. Oh,
I don't need it.
Right. There's nothing they're going to tell me that I don't already know. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So our guest today is Miss Sonya Hayes, a career and development specialist at Wake Tech. Welcome, Sonya. Yay!
Yay, I'm here. Thank you all for having me.
You're welcome.
Yes, thank you for coming.
Yes. Okay, so to follow up on Shelley's comment, the Career and Employment Resource Center is a great service provided to students. What type of services do you provide, and is there a cost to use these?
Well, first and foremost, our services are free. There is no charge. So definitely want to share that it's free.
Like free donuts.
That's right. Free donuts. I like that.
Do you give free donuts?
For some of our activities, we do.
Oh, there we go. Okay, folks.
Yes.
There you go.
So, of course, as you all have already shared, we are Career and Employment Resources. So just as the title of our department suggests, it's everything career and everything employment. But we are the department that helps you with career exploration. So in the event that you are undecided about what you want to major in, you've gotten confused about what it is you're pursuing, Maybe, your thoughts have changed about something you were pursuing, and now you're thinking, I don't like that anymore. The more you've learned about it, maybe you want to switch gears a little bit. We help you with discovering that career plan. We help you with identifying career goals. We help you with understanding what it means if I'm pursuing this career. How do I go about getting there? What should I major in? What is it that are going to be the steps for me to take to get to my ultimate career goal? So we help you with those things. In addition to that, we are also the department that helps you with your employability skills. So we help you with your resume, your cover letter, your LinkedIn profile, preparing for job interviews.
Oh, wow.
You with all things to help you feel more confident when it's time to present yourself to that employer. It's a special skill to not only be in school, but to then have to think, whoa, I'm learning this, but how do I talk about this to a potential employer? How do I talk about my skills and my abilities? How do I approach that employer with confidence? To
Yeah.
be able to say, this is who I am and this is what I bring to the
Mhm.
table, and you should hire me. So we help you with all those things so that you can feel more confident in developing the skills that you need to get the job that you're wanting. We also have partnerships within the community with employers. So our employer relations team has gone out and built different partnerships where we have a nice online job board. So if you weren't aware of that, now you know Wake Tech has its own online job board. So with
Wow.
partnerships that we develop, we post different job opportunities on that job board so that all you have to do is log on to that board and you have access to that job board as a student and as an alumni. So you can find out about careers and employment opportunities specifically from those employers who want to hire you and want to hire you as a Wake Tech student. So definitely we have a plethora of services. But when you think about anything career, anything employment, we are the department for you.
Now let
Wow.
me ask you. I do remember so many just a few years ago when I was in college that I did go to the Career and Employment Resource and I did look up like a part-time job. So I
Mhm.
was able to look that up. But can the students do that on the job board also?
Yes, part-time jobs, internship
Mhm.
opportunities. Even sometimes we'll have short-term learning experiences. Usually what we post there are paid opportunities. So
Hmm.
definitely an array of different things are posted there. But yes, internship,
Oh,
part-time job, full-time job, we post everything there. And of
very
course,
nice.
we also help with the career fairs and networking events as well. So that's the opportunity for students to be in front of the employer. During the pandemic, we had virtual career fairs. So we still made sure that those employers were connected with students. And we'll see how things go as we transition back to being on campus with having some of those in person networking events again as well.
How did those career fairs go being virtual? Were they successful just as or a little less?
They were successful. Quite naturally, it wasn't the same number of students that you're going to get in person. Students had to adjust to it, but we still had a really good turnout for each of the career fairs being virtual. The employers were right there supporting us, so we still had the employer participation as well.
Oh, fantastic. Now, a lot of our programs, Wake Tech has a phenomenal reputation out there in the community that people want to hire Wake Tech grads. So
Yeah.
that's great. We've got our own monster job board.
Well, and we also have to I mean they still have to get through the interview. So I do like the interview prep. I don't know if you do it with any other programs, but I remember when we were on campus for medical assistants, they
Mhm.
would have that practice interview and go in because you still have to be comfortable. I mean, not all of us are comfortable being in an interview. So I re-
I'd like to know who is.
I I
Who
think we
is comfortable?
it's natural to have the jitters. Even today, hey, I had jitters about this. This is still some form of interview. So
Well, that's true. That's true.
yeah, and it used to be you would have they could sign up for the big interview and get interview practicing skills. And we used to do we still give out the shirts, or has that stopped?
I don't know about the shirts,
Yeah,
but we do still have Big Interview. That's one of our preparation
excellent.
tools that we use, so students can record themselves, so they can
Yep,
see their body language. Are you maintaining eye contact? All those wonderful things.
yep, excellent. Well, I know I refer a lot of people to you, a lot to the career lens all the time. And we look and we see about that virtual appointment. And I see two different appointments, and I'm not sure which one the student should sign up for. So they might be the same or they might be a little bit different. But what's the difference between would they choose? You've got clarifying a career goal,
Mhm.
and then you have determine a major. And they're both like 40 minutes. So I just tell the students pick one of them. You're still going to get career advice,
Help.
but
Mhm.
That's right. So with clarifying a career goal, that's usually when a person is undecided about the next steps in their career. So say this person has identified, they know they want to do something like, let me think of something, maybe nursing, but they're not really sure about what area of nursing. Do they want to work in the maybe at a doctor's office? Do they want to work maybe as a traveling nurse? Do they want to work in the ER? All these different areas of nursing that people can still go into, pediatrics, all those different areas. So you have somewhat of a goal in mind, but you need to clarify maybe a specific area that you want to go into.
okay.
So it's really defining the goal where when you know I want to go in this direction, but I need to clarify exactly what I'm going to do once I get in that area. That's
Mhm.
that clarifying the goal.
We
Um,
get a lot of students say, "Well, I just want to go into healthcare. I think
mhm.
I want to be a nurse." And
Yeah.
it's like but then they find out they're not really making it. Okay, let's throw biology under the bus because it's the A&P,
Yep,
right?
yep.
That they
Yeah.
have trouble with the A&P, and they're like, but I still want to go into healthcare. They'd be the people who would benefit from clarifying a career
Right.
goal.
That's right. That's right. Because they know they have a general area. They're just
Hmm.
trying to identify what area is that going to be. And then determining a major is just that is I'm coming into school, I'm completely undecided. What am I going to major in? That's usually where they fall in under that determining a major area.
Okay. So that way I know. I was reading something today, and we have a lot of students that come in that say I want to help people. Well, I read an article, and this gentleman who is a plumber said I you know how I am here to help people. How
Mm.
wonderful people are so happy to be able to take a shower in their own house. I'm like, well, by golly, when you come in and ask me how to help people, I'm going to start recommending plumbing. I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
so you never know. I want to help someone. It might not be nursing. It might not be rad. It might.
Mhm.
Be
Think of how
plumbing.
happy you are when you can wash them clothes again.
Well,
It's
I
not my
tell
field. I
students
don't know.
I would pay good money to know a good plumber. You
Yep.
know,
Mhm.
having an honest, good plumber is priceless, along with electrician and everything. So yeah.
And that's probably why, if I know I want to help someone determine a major, here, look at this. Look at
Mhm.
all these other areas, how you can assist, just like with nutrition. Maybe you
Oh,
want to go nutrition
exactly.
because, gosh, if you still want to work in a hospital, there's just so many choices out there for people. So good. So I refer people to you all the time. And again, it is free.
What was
Free,
that?
free,
Free.
free,
Could you
free.
spell that, please? Give me an F. Give me an R. Give me two E's. Yes. Okay. Okay. Students do still seem to be a bit nervous and shy about asking for help, but your office has all of these great services. If a student wanted career counseling, what would be the best way for them to ask? How do we encourage them to reach out to you?
Um, it's very simple. If a student simply just says, you know what, I'm a bit confused about my future. Um, Maybe I thought I wanted to do one thing and now I'm just not sure about which direction I'm going in. That's all they need to say is be honest with us about how they're feeling. A lot of times we hide it. Sometimes we feel like we should know, so we don't talk about it. We get discouraged about the fact that, We don't know, especially when you start to think by this age, I should have this goal set and I should be doing this.
Yes, exactly.
So a lot of times people are just very private about it and they're just not opening up. So I think just if a student were to come out and say, you know what, I'm a little bit confused and I really need to just talk about it to get clarity on the directions that I'm going in. That's it.
Mhm.
That's all. And for you all encouraging them, the moment you hear a student say, I'm confused, or the moment you hear a student say, I'm just feeling kind of lost. Encourage them to come see us. Sometimes it's just a discussion. Let's just
Mhm.
talk about it. What is it that's making you feel confused? Has there been a change, in something it is that you're pursuing? Maybe you were in a class and you're not doing so great in that class anymore. Or maybe you were exposed to a career that you didn't even know existed and you kind of like that.
Oh yeah.
Um, let's talk about it. So the moment you hear them say, I'm now confused, I'm torn, I'm just uncertain. Those are the words we look for that, hey, they need to come talk to us. Come see us.
Come see us.
Yep, and it's not scary. I mean, and you're not scary. So I
No.
think, well, and when people aren't sure about something, it makes them hesitate a
Mm-hmm.
little bit. Oh, should I really call? Well, I've already gotten this far. Why don't I just push through? And I feel bad because, they're just kind of keep pushing forward. And
Right.
again, our goal, we want you to graduate. We want you to be out there working and hopefully in something you like. So
Right.
it's no one is going to be upset that you change your mind. It's okay. We don't.
Absolutely.
Wake Tech is
Absolutely.
here, and we will be here as long as you need us to be here to get to the path that you want to be. Um, So if a student goes, okay, yeah, I'm listening to Dr. Barb and Shelley, I'm going to do it. I'm going to call and I'm going to make an appointment. What should they expect? So they're coming in.
Mm-hmm.
What should they expect to be telling you, or questions that you're going to be asking that, is there something they need to be prepared for?
So, first off, looking at it like it's just a regular conversation. Like you said, I'm not scary. And I promise no one in my department is either.
You don't eat
This,
students?
I,
Oh, man.
I
No,
don't.
that's culinary. No, no, no. Oh, God, Sharon's going to cut that part now, Sharon.
So knowing that it starts with just general conversation. The moment a person usually walks through the door or logs onto Teams or picks up the phone call, I'm going to ask you, how's your day going? How's everything going? What's going on today? And we always just start with, so tell me your situation and what led you to scheduling your appointment. We then get a chance to allow that person just to talk about what's going on. I'm confused, whatever the case may be. From there, we ask questions about your work history because guess what? That's going to be important. Some of the things that you've done, you can tell me, hey, I've worked at a restaurant for 10 years. And from that experience, I know I love people, but I want to work with people in a different way. I now understand that you have good customer service skills. You're bringing things to the table. We call those transferable skills, where
Mm.
maybe those are skills that you have that can go with you to whatever this next career is that we're going to discover. But with that, we talk about work history, we talk about interest, we talk about strengths. We all have them. What are your greatest strengths? What are some things that you do naturally? What are some things you're good at? What are some things that if we brought in a family member or a friend or a teacher, what would they say that you're good at? So when we talk about things, where at that point, all we're doing is getting to know you. We're making a list. We're getting a good short bio of who you are, what you bring to the table naturally. So then we can help you assess what direction you're going in and how some of these skills and natural abilities can go with you into these different careers. So it starts with a very basic conversation, simple, and it's not a drill where I'm interviewing you and asking you these questions. All it is okay, so I want to get to know you. Getting to know you is where it starts. So of course we ask simple questions like those. And then from there, if a person is in a position where they're torn or they're undecided or they've listed, hey, I have about 5 interests. At that point, we know, okay, we might need to do what we call a career interest inventory. So that's a basic questionnaire where it's presenting to you different work activity statements. So it's statements like, do I want to maybe discover a new medication? Do I enjoy painting? Do I enjoy writing? It's asking you different work activity statements, excuse me, for you to then say on a Likert scale, do you like it? Is this something I strongly agree with that I do like? Is this something I strongly disagree with that I don't like? And anywhere in between. So from there, we're collecting information through that questionnaire that then produces a list of careers that says, these are different careers that you may want to consider pursuing based upon the things you like and the things that you don't like. So that's a basic measurement tool, that career interest assessment that we will administer to you. And we have different ones that we use where we're then taking it a step further. So we've had our conversation. From there, we're now doing something to measure our interest. We then assess those results together where we look at them, we talk about them. We use different tools where if you're a visual learner, maybe I need to show you some videos about what these careers are all about. We have one of my favorite tools is Virtual Job Shadow, where we use that website to basically show you videos where you're seeing a professional on their job talking about the pros and cons of their job. So they're talking about it in a way where you can learn more about it to see if it's something that's interesting to you. So we have different tools that we use from there. We teach you how to research careers. So that's a part of it. And don't feel like I'm going to slow down a little bit. We're not going to do all this in one session because guess what? If you're in a situation where you've been undecided for a while, you're not going to discover that plan in an hour.
Oh, shoot.
Oh,
So
so that
it's probably going to be more than one time that you'll meet with myself or a member of my team to help you with clarifying that goal and getting through the process of all the things that I mentioned.
wow.
So we take it step by step. I go at your pace. I can kind of sense when people are getting overwhelmed and need to take a bit of a break. Um, so
Right.
I say, you know what? I've held you long enough. Let me let
Yeah.
you process this. And
Oh, that's good.
then we'll come back. So you got to schedule that next appointment with me so we can continue the conversation. So
And it is still free.
Free.
Doesn't matter how many sessions to go to.
it
It's
doesn't matter.
free.
Free.
Free, free, free.
So,
And there's no taxes included on that
Oh,
free. It's
oh,
just free.
it's just
no shipping
free.
and handling, nothing.
No, you need to cancel your subscription.
Right,
Nothing.
right.
Nothing.
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 Not a switch and bait. The first one's free. The next one, so it's
I think also it would enlighten a lot of people to what's available to them and not just have their blinders on, say, well, if I'm going into healthcare, I have to be a nurse. That's the only thing in healthcare. And it's not. It's
right,
not.
right.
They're like 40% of the healthcare field. 40%. They're not even half of the healthcare field. There's so much more out there in the healthcare care field than being a nurse. So you don't have to be a nurse. That
Mhm.
it's not the be all end all.
That's
So,
right. That's right. That's
so that
right. But I think people need to just know the session is about them. You
Mhm.
have the spotlight. This is once you meet with us, it's all about you. So if at any other time in your life you haven't felt that way, you're gonna feel that way when you meet with us. So
um,
Well, and it might even enlighten them and go, oh, wait, I had this job. Now, I didn't like this part when I picked okra and I didn't like being out in the sun, but I did like doing this part of the job. Okay, well, if you like that part, these other jobs might fall into play. And that's what's really nice is that I don't, do they still make the book, What Color is My Parachute? Isn't that the book way back
oh
when
my
I was a
God.
kid and it, listed all these job possibilities and said, if you're interested in this, you might be interested in these fields. I guess that book's long gone. That dates me, doesn't it?
No, I read it too. It's a great book, though. It really is. It really is. And a
Classics.
lot of times what people aren't thinking about is the career that you love is usually a combination of your greatest strengths. So, what it is that you did like, or what it is that you do naturally, it then matches with your values, which are the things that are going to be important to you on those jobs. Is it going to be giving you the job stability, the pay that you're wanting? Is it going to allow you to help people if that's what you want to do in society? And it combines those things to where then you think, whoa, I can match that and find a career that's going to pay me that I can do for the rest of my life. Yes, you can.
Yeah.
So you have to think on that's why we ask a lot of those reflection questions, is so we can really get to know what you've done, who you are, what's important to you, so we can identify where you're going. So
Yeah, and it's good to have a reality base because we see so much on TV. I mean,
Oh,
EMS
gosh,
is not
yes.
what emergency 911. Again, I'm going to date
Yeah.
myself, and you know, you just have you see so much. And people who are interested in radiography and sonography, I'm like, well, do you know you also have to do this type of X-ray and this
mhm,
invasive procedure
Mhm.
and it's like, what? Well, yeah, it's not just this, but it's also all of this other job duties that they're what? Wait, you mean they might be dirty? Well,
Oh, yeah.
if they've been in an accident, they're
mhm.
gonna come in covered in stuff. So yeah, again, you might get some yuck on your hands and on your shoes, and yeah. We had a podcast with our EDT department, and we
Yes.
were laughing because myself, my husband, and the EDT department head were all bachelor's degrees from marine biology, and
Ab-
none of us are working in that field. So, yeah, I would say take advantage of career counseling
Absolutely.
early on and see. But you never know where you're going to be. I think I read somewhere about every 10 years people kind of are looking for maybe a career change.
Yeah,
Why not? See,
that's
Yes.
right.
again,
I tell people
free.
Exciting.
I was
Slice of
totally
life.
undecided. I was the undecided student.
Hmm.
I mean, completely. My mom actually gave me an ultimatum when I first graduated from high school. She's like, either you're going to go to college or you're going to get a job. What direction are we going in? Because I was so undecided, I was stagnant. I
Mhm.
didn't know what to do, where to go, how to move. So I think I have a personal connection when I'm meeting with students because it's like, you know what? I was once in your shoes. I was
Yeah.
Mm.
there, and it took a very stern conversation. And I actually took advantage of career counseling because I changed my major. And when I
Yep.
changed my major, it was my advisor's like, well, you need to go talk to someone.
Yeah. Gee. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
So
that's
going through the motions of
awesome.
what that feels like, I've experienced it firsthand. So definitely knowing how the students feel when they're in the hot seat and having to make some of these decisions. So
Right.
Excellent. And when you're stagnant, then you don't really care as much about your classes. And when you don't care about your classes, you don't pick things that you like, and then you don't do so well. And
You get
then you start to
lost.
feel negative about yourself, and you
yeah,
shouldn't. It's just,
Yes.
you just haven't found the right calling yet, the right classes. So,
Right. The right niche, the
yep,
right pathway.
there you
And
go.
that's what we're here for.
That's it.
yeah,
And so there's no limit as to how many times a student can come to your office.
no limit. There is
None.
no limit. So I mean, we don't look at it as because we are trying to get through a few things. Sometimes we're pulling back some layers there. Go into it with the outlook that we're going to meet more than once. But with that, no limit. See us as much as you need to.
Wow.
Yep. And again, it's free. Doesn't
And
matter how many times, which service you use. They've got the resume. Oh my gosh, I cannot tell you, being someone who hires folks,
mm-hmm.
um, that resume needs to be crisp. And I would take advantage definitely of that resume. I think nowadays they don't want them more than a page. I mean, you just need to make sure it is looking good.
Yes.
So you will get picked.
Yes.
So use them. Now, I will say, and I think we've covered this, but I'll make sure we've covered this. You know, Dr. Barb and I work with the health science programs. And unfortunately, or fortunately, it is great that we have a lot of interest in our programs from Wake County residents. Thank you very much. But we unfortunately have too many.
Because we have limited seats
We do.
available.
We have limited enrollment, and as much as I would love to help everybody and accept everybody, our
Absolutely.
accreditation sort of says we can't. We have to have so many instructors with so many students and so much clinical space. So some students don't get in. And so here they are with all these classes completed, and their only goal is nursing or radiography or sonography. Dental hygiene is one of our biggies that unfortunately has way more students than we can handle. And so I will refer them to career counseling. And when you get one of these upset, they're just, this was their goal. How, what can they, how can they get some help from you guys?
At that point, yes, students do come frustrated. They do come overwhelmed. They do come disappointed. Let's get all of that out. Let's talk about what that feels like first off. But knowing that that's not the end of your story. So maybe we need to reevaluate and see what other areas we have to go looking at that you could fall into. What other things under the healthcare or health sciences umbrella that you could possibly do? That's not the end all be all. There are all these other careers, all these other things that you can consider pursuing. Let's take a look at them. Let's explore them. Let's see what else you can do, because guess what? There are a lot of things you can do. So let's see what else piques your interest. So I think it's just having the conversation about how it all feels, but then from there, let's identify a new plan. Let's reevaluate the plan. Let's reassess where we're going, and knowing that this isn't the end. It's not. Delay does not mean denial. I always say that. You haven't been denied a future. You have a future. We just have to figure out where you're going to fit in and what else. What else is out there? What else can we do?
Oh, I like that. I like that because I mean, we always feel bad. I mean, like I said, we
Oh,
want to put
yeah.
all the students in, but there's only so many. But yes, you are not denied a future. We got lots of careers. There's lots of pathways,
Mhm.
and I know they're focused on just one, but there are so many. And if they will go to you and get and open their mind to these other possibilities,
Mhm.
then yes, we have a future.
Absolutely.
Yes,
I do.
yes.
Mhm.
So, can prospective students use your services? Like if they're coming in, it's fall is starting soon, so we've got new students who got accepted to the college, and they're like, "Well, I don't know where I'm, what I just don't know." Can they come to your service?
Absolutely. Yes. Yes.
And
Yes. Yes.
they don't
Um,
even have to have an application, do they?
they do not. They're just
Really?
prospective student, brand new, considering coming to Wake Tech. We
Oh,
see any prospective student, and they don't have to have an application. You don't have to, be a person who's about to register for classes. None of those things. Just any prospective student, if you are considering coming to Wake Tech and you need help with discovering that program of study or figuring out what it is you want to do at this point, we're here.
I love
that
it.
that's phenomenal. That's
Hmm.
phenomenal. Yeah.
And I don't think the community knows. Now the problem is if the
Yeah.
community finds out, ooh, no, no. We want them. I mean, just for the fact of all the programs we have on the curriculum side, I lose
Oh
track.
my
I
gosh.
mean,
Yeah.
oh my gosh,
Hundreds.
we do. And then through the workforce continuing ed, there's so many. There's just, I don't know. There's so many
Gazillion.
opportunities. Yeah. And students will call me and go, blah, blah. And I'm like, what do we have? Oh, really? We have that program? And I look it up. Oh my gosh, we do. When did we get that?
Yes. Yes.
It just,
So we're constantly having to research and look
yeah.
at our website so we can stay, on top of what programs we're offering, and that is both curriculum and workforce continuing education. because we do get those questions, and of course apprenticeships as well. So
That
mhm.
was you stole my next question.
Oh,
Darn.
what was go ahead. What was the
Apprentice
question?
about
Apprenticeships?
apprenticeships. Yes.
Yes,
Wow.
we do. So having to know, of course, there are a lot of different options, and I think that's why sometimes people get a little confused, is because they now have to think on which option is best for me.
Oh
So
gosh.
we also have to do some reflection and think about that as well, which option is going to be best on top of university transfer. So
Yeah.
there's so many different paths when a person comes to us, that is really having to stop and just be mindful and self-reflect. There's a lot of self-reflection in the process too. So
So you were kind of paralyzed beginning of your career because you didn't know what you wanted to do. Do you have people being paralyzed because there's so many options out there for them?
yes,
Oh,
we do.
wow.
We do.
Well, it's a good place to be, but
It's a good place. And you know, sometimes, as simple as it may sound, if you just take a moment and say we're watching a career video, say you have 5 different career options that you're thinking about pursuing, and you go on YouTube and you check out day in the life of whatever this may be, could be a medical assistant, something like that. Or you go on the website that I mentioned earlier, Virtual Job Shadow, and you check out a video there. So from that point, sometimes you just have to sit and think, what did I like about that? What did I dislike about that? If I had to rank that on a scale of 1 to 10, how would I rank it?
mm,
And sometimes taking a step back and seeing it just as simple as that helps give you clarity on each one. So when you're faced with so many options, you're now creating a list for yourself to say, I'm now thinking really what I like, what I dislike, how would I rank it, and move on to the next one, doing the same thing. And it becomes a comparison then. So it really does help to just slow down and not see this huge picture, but how can we dissect it into smaller pieces to
mhm.
then see it and have more clarity about what it is and how you feel about it?
So we'll get a more clear picture instead of being an astrophysicist, dental hygienist, plumber, electrician, and
Mm-hmm.
nurse.
Yes.
We get one.
And then we look at all of them. I mean, we get people who come in and they do have several different interests. Again, the inventory, we have to use those too. So we still have the career interest inventories, but we then get a little creative on how we can help them look at each one of those to really identify which one is standing out. You have family pressure that comes into play sometimes with making decisions.
Mm,
So there are a lot of different things as to why we feel so torn. And we talk about that too. Let's talk about what's really going on, and why have we found ourselves in this position. So,
Yeah. And it is definitely okay to do something quicker, I
mhm,
think. Do something quicker if that family pressure, you need to pay some bills, and then always come back and pursue something later. I mean, in honor of, I think we had Alzheimer's awareness for the longest day. Just, I mean, hey, continuing to learn as you get older will keep that mind sharp. So it's
mhm.
okay if you do something quick now. Come back to us in 10 years when you can, do something a little bit more. It's all right.
That's right.
we are going to be here.
So once a student graduates, can they still come back? So they've graduated looking for a new job. Can they come back and, oh, right. Yep.
They can. Yes, they can. We never go away.
Wow.
So it can be 10 years from now, if you're in a position where you need help with that resume, maybe there's another job that you want to apply for and interview for. Maybe you're looking for another job and you're trying to figure out, with the degree you have, maybe what are some other options for you. We're still going to be here. So we'll be able to support you. Maybe we need to rewrite the plan. Maybe the plan has changed. Maybe we want to further our education and we're trying to figure out how to go about doing that. I once had a young lady who's a Wake Tech graduate. She'd gone on and completed her bachelor's degree. She scheduled an appointment to see what she needed to get her master's degree in.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So she's moving right along and wanting
Nice.
extra support. So we were here, still here.
Smart.
So
That is
Definitely.
fantastic.
So we never go away.
You say that so nicely, but I go, we never go
Right.
away.
All the
In a
time.
good sense, Shelley. In a good sense.
Yes, it is in a very good sense. I mean, I don't know. I graduated from, I don't know if I could go back to my college. I'd have to check. I never even looked in that, never thought about that of going
Yeah.
back. But
And you know what? That made me think of something else. There's no time frame. Sometimes at universities, there are time frames on how long you can receive certain services. And career services is one. Like so many, I don't know if it's a year or so after you graduate. It depends on which college or which university. But at Wake Tech, there's no time frame. So,
see, and that's amazing to me because I know we
Yeah.
have more students than most four-year universities.
Yes.
mhm.
So, I mean, that's a lot of people, current students, prospective students, graduates to continue to offer services for. So,
Yeah.
ooh, maybe we shouldn't have done the podcast. We don't want any more light shined on your services. We need to keep them for just
Well,
only health science students. That's it. Nobody else can go to career and employment resources.
we're gonna overrun them. Let's see. We'll have to assess how much has your traffic increased since this podcast. Oh well, I do sincerely hope it does increase because this is a phenomenal service. And what is it? Free, everyone, free.
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 Zero.
Yep,
$0, 0 euros, 0 dinero, 0
zero
yen.
Bitcoin, zero. So as we're wrapping up here now, Sonya, we do have to cut it, or Sarah's going to kill us. Um, if a student wants to schedule an appointment with you, what do they do?
So you all can go to our website, and that's careers.waketech.edu. And right there, you'll see as soon as you go onto our page how you schedule an appointment. You can schedule a virtual appointment, and we also have in-person appointments now too.
Oh,
So all
nice.
you have to do in your search bar is type in careers.waketech.edu.
Careers.waketech.edu. Excellent.
Fantastic, fantastic.
And I
Absolutely.
also wanted to put a plug in for our CER podcast. We have a career and employment resources podcast as well.
Here we
Are you
go.
back and doing it again? I saw the one. Is it back again on a regular basis?
We'll be coming back in, and that's actually hosted by one of our career coaches, Mr. Larry Tucker. So definitely
Excellent.
lots of information. He gives a lot of inspiration and motivation about career development, career planning, identifying your superpower. So lots of different things, lots of different topics he hit on. Yes, so definitely check out the CER podcast, and you can find that as well. Again, at careers.waketech.edu.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. We can't wait to hear your podcast.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you all for having me. Definitely let us know when you need us again. We're just grateful for the partnership. So looking forward to all this will lead to in the future.
Thank you. So I'll go. I'm Shelley.
And I'm Dr. Barb.
So until next time, thank you.
Goodbye. Well, that does it for our podcast. Thank you for listening.
And if you'd like to find out more about our health science programs at Wake Tech, please check out our webpage at hsadmissions.waketech.edu or email us at hsadvising@waketech.edu. Bye.
Bye.